Alright, gamers, welcome back. World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore Ironman Adventures, episode 201, episode 51 on our Dwarven Paladin. Let's jump back in. I am not using my MMO mouse today, so we're going to be doing a little bit of button clicking. Hopefully it's not too much of a strain. But I've got some other games and other content that I need to record and work on after this session. And honestly, I'm just a little too lazy to go down there and switch out the mice and then have to switch them back. So I was like, you know what, we can survive with just one session of my other mouse. But I think we do need to read this book here, and I might just go ahead and start the session with that. And we'll knock out the last book in Darkshire that we need to read, which is The Founding of Quel'Thalas. So let me just double check and make sure we haven't read this. Oh, I actually have already read this. This isn't the book that I need to read then, is it? No. Mount Hyjal and Illidan's Gift. Pretty sure we read that one too. Yep. Maybe I had already read that book and I just thought I hadn't. I did learn some cool lore about Kil'jaeden and the Shadow Pact. This is the one that I needed to read, right? No, I read this. Okay, well, we've read all the books here actually, so perfect. I learned some really cool lore about Tirisfal glades, and I got sucked into I think his name is the Karazhan Library. I think that's his YouTube account name. If you're into lore, especially like WoW lore and stuff like that, highly recommend his channel. I like to put it on every now and then while I'm doing other stuff and just kind of have it on the side monitor or on my TV in the background when I'm doing other things. But he talked about the origins of humanity, of Tirisfal Glades, and a lot of that stuff I didn't know. I think you learn that when you go to Wrath of the Lich King, but again, I really wasn't paying attention to the lore when I played Wrath of the Lich King. But essentially what happened when Azeroth was all one large supercontinent. Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms were together. This entire thing was together. The Well of Eternity still existed. There was an ancient race called the Vykrul. And before them, obviously, we know that the Titans had created the stone dwarves to kind of form Azeroth, to create the lands, create the world itself, essentially, right? And they'd realized that on Azeroth were these old gods, these void creatures, right? And we are learning about them still in Classic WoW, but we've heard about them. And you see one in Classic, obviously, S'thun. These old gods had created this curse called the Curse of Flesh, which were turning the stone dwarves into humans, humanized dwarves, right? So the Titans created these, I guess, miniature Titans, protectors to kind of watch over Azeroth, and they sealed the old gods in tombs or locked them away, or hunting them down, right? And one of these mini Titans, his name was Tyr, Tyr, and he's essentially, like, from what I understand, like the OG Paladin, right? Well, there was a old god lieutenant, a Calaxi, I think is their name, or Thalax, I can't remember, but it was kind of in this region of Tirisfal Glade, and there was this giant battle between the two, and Tyr had to sacrifice himself to seal away the lieutenant. And that is why when the Blood Elves first came to Tirisfal Glade, they were falling victim to this madness, and it's because the old god lieutenant was still sealed under the land, dormant, but his influence was still here. And that's why it's called Tirisfal Glade, because it was actually originally called Tirsfal, but then the human tongue worded it and transformed it into Tirisfal Glade. Really, really cool stuff that I did not know. So long live Tyr. That's kind of like the paladin god, if you will. But yeah, last time we played, we learned that Jitters was the guy that was the shadowy figure at is it Sven? I think his name is Sven, at his stead, Adelstead. He saw what happened. He ran. Okay. I'm actually going to regret not having my MMO mouse on because I do have to go kill the Vile Fangs and Tainted Ones. I need 16 of both. I'm contemplating just going ahead and swapping it on right now because it might be necessary. While I'm killing these skeletal horrors, I'll switch it out. Hang on. That's me. That's not you. Don't worry. Now this is risky and hardcore. I'll tell you that. There we go. Okay. Apologies for the unprofessionalism. Hefty Battle Hammer of the Tiger. That should sell for a decent bit. Whoa. 33 silver. This is actually comparable to my polearm. 6 strength, 6 agility. Pretty good damage. It's a little slower, so the top end would be better, but the DPS is weaker. We're getting close to finding a two-hander that will replace this polearm. We're not there yet, but soon. Let Red Aura and Consecrate kill him and him. Ooh, a Mossa Gate. Rot Blossoms, these seem kind of uncommon as well. Well, we got one. I think majority of them are going to come from over here in the Ravenhill Cemetery. I think for now we'll go check the cave. We'll see if Nefaru is up. We'll hunt the Vile Fangs and the Tainted Ones. Hopefully there's some iron and or gold in this cave over here. We're always checking this cave. Let me go ahead and eat some gooey spider cakes. Oh, Shadowcat. Damn. Well, I guess he'll help me clear out the cave. I won't have to kill as many mobs, but he's definitely doing this quest too, I would imagine. Let me go ahead and buff him up. Damn, he is juiced. Full alchemy buffs. He's got a food buff. His druidic buffs, of course. Hello, my elven friend. You're not mining by chance, are you? Perfect. Stay safe. Alright, we do have some iron inside. Someone is inside, or maybe that was him. We have iron and tin, that's great. I am excited to play the druid. It won't be our next character, but it'll be our character after our next character. So we go undead. Oh, Nefaru is up. Oh shit. I mean, I want to take him on, but I gotta pull this very carefully. He's gonna take him. Oh, he's got a fear. Thank you, my elven brother. He dropped a shield, which is perfect for me. It's actually a really nice shield. Small little buckler. 6 stamina, 3 strength, 13 block. It is better than the hulking shield by quite a bit. I need the mound here. Perfect. It's actually a really nice shield. Sucks that I have to replace the hulking shield. I think this thing looks really cool. I might keep that in the bank just for, you know, cosmetic purposes, but I guess the tin is in the background. I don't want to see that just yet, just in case there's something that I get to do. You too, my friend. Uh-oh, ads are respawning. Let's go ahead and work our way out of here. I knew he was right behind me because of his cat, and I was like, wait a second. I don't have a Bombay cat, but I said this last time. Let's get Henry out here, bro. Henry's not hanging around enough. Whoops. My friend? Yeah, honestly, I'm falling behind on some of the other games that we're working on. I need to play more Elder Scrolls Arena. I need to play more Pokemon Yellow, more Valheim. We're pretty close to being done with Valheim, which is exciting, but there's probably another maybe 15, 20 sessions left with Valheim. Pokemon Yellow, I'd say we're about right in the middle. I've got a decent bit left on that. Elder Scrolls Arena, I think we're maybe a third of the way through that game, but that game you can kind of get through quickly if you streamline it, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do. That way I can move on to Daggerfall and obviously some other games, but we're also still working on Star Wars The Old Republic, which is a fun game series, but ooh, I thought he was about to pull multiple. The Old Republic is just it's a bit of a longer MMO. There's a lot to do in that game, even if you... Well, the issue is if you play it how I'm playing it, which is when I go to a planet, I want to like 100% the planet, do all the side quests and stuff like that. From what I understand, if you just do the MSQ, like it can be pretty streamlined, pretty quick, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm still mostly only playing that Sundays, but I do like to be ahead of schedule and get the recordings done early and have them pre-planned for releases. I don't like to wait till that Sunday, have to record it that Sunday, and then release it that Sunday. I like to be at least like a week or two ahead. This tin has been here multiple times. It's a bug. I'm pretty sure it's like glitched into the mountain or something like that. I can never find it. It says it's under me. It's not in the cave. I come out here. It's under this mound here for sure, which is really annoying because I want that tin. We do have a full stack of iron though. This is also bind on equip, which is kind of cool. Now I get this little rinky-dink shield that sits on my back. I much preferred the hulking shield as far as like how it looked. It looks so cool, but obviously you got to go with the stats. You got to go with the one that's better. 511 armor, 9 block, 5 stamina versus 645 armor, 13 block. Excuse me, voice crack. 13 block, 6 stamina, 3 strength. So I gain 1 extra stamina, 3 extra strength. I gain 3 more block, 4 more block, and I gain about 130 armor. It's too good to pass up. You know what I'm very excited for? Next week, I think it'll be... I can't... Let me check the calendar. It'll be next Friday. The Backrooms movie comes out. I'm actually really excited for that movie. I want to go see that. I was talking to this new girl for a little bit, but I don't know, I'm just kind of losing interest, if I'm being completely honest. It's just, I'm not really feeling anything there. You know, I'm attracted to her, but I just don't really feel like a connection. So I think I'm gonna break it off, but maybe I'll take my brother to go see it. We get an extra chest right here. There's a lot of chests in Duskwood, which is really nice. There hasn't been much in them. I'm hoping that... Oh, there we go. Talk shit, get hit kind of thing. We get a little bit of bruiseweed, a pair of shoulders that goes for about 5 silver, and then a lesser moonstone. I would like to pull these boys, but a pack of 4 is just a bit too much for me. I don't really think there's any way I can like pull them apart too. They're too close to each other. There's a couple more over here apparently. I don't know if this is a cave though, or if that's just like... I know there's more Worgans here at the Rotting Orchard. Orchard. Why do I always say orchid? God. See if I can swing around the back. There might be a chest in the farmhouse here. It's not looking like it. Go back to ore. Copper. Copper. I mean, I guess I'll still get it. I don't really need it, but... Oh wow, that's a lot of ore. 2 nodes of tin. Try not to fall here because I don't really know how to get back up. Is this a cave? The ore is kind of hinting that it's a cave. And a bit of gold. Wow, okay. That's nice. It's got to be a cave, right? Why would the gold be grayed out like that if it wasn't a cave? I just kind of want to check around the back just in case some of this tin is actually out back here. Okay, wow. Quite a big encampment here. Oof. It's a little dicey. What about chests? Do we have chests here? No, it doesn't look like it. Wish I had a better ranged pulling tool. The issue is once I drop down here, there's like, wow, that's so many mobs, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright, well, if I'm gonna do this, I need to be, like, respectful. Honestly, I might even be able to, like, drop in behind them, but I just don't want to... I don't know what's in the cave. Oh, bro, this is nasty. Okay, there's even more in the cave. Looks like 3 inside the cave. The tin is right there. I could probably snag the tin, but then I put myself in a really awkward spot. There's more tin over here too, apparently. Okay. If I'm gonna do this, I need to do this right. Eat a new stamina spirit food. Let's drink a Rumsey's dark. Let's put a new sharpening stone on. Put a weight stone on as well, just in case I need to switch to the one-hander. Pull you up here. I don't need any more of the tainted ones, but I do need the vile fangs. There's quite a few vile fangs around here. Thankfully, these guys don't run when they're near death, even though they're humanoid. We are 2 levels above them at this point, so I'm not too concerned. I do need to get my training. I wouldn't mind pulling both you, honestly, if I can. There we go. I can handle 2 pretty easily. 3 might be a stretch, but with potions, cooldowns, I think I'll be fine. Just kind of taking a peek inside, seeing if there's any chests, even though I had my find treasure on and I didn't see anything. Can I snag you as well? Thank you very much. Front load mana here. Now we'll let it regen. Purify after my auto comes out. We got crit, which procs our readout. Hodge him right before his attack comes through. Judgment right before the Hodge ends to get the maximum value from Seal of Command. Of course we get a miss. Cleanse it. Heal Flash. Flash. And drink up. Remember, at this point, we're going to be staying on top of our sweet nectars. We get a new drink in 3 levels, which is nice. But yeah, a lot of our money is going to go towards mana, obviously, at this point. Even being smart with our mana, like, I should be spending it in order to kill things quicker and pull more mobs, secure my safety, right? All of that jazz. I just need to be ahead of respawns here. It's this pack of like 3/4 that I'm a little intimidated with. If there's a way, if I can get up here, that'd be great, but I don't think I can. Oh, it looked like almost. Looked like if I angle this correctly, I might be able to. Or maybe even back here. No. Oh, wait. The tin's actually here. I didn't know that. I'd really like the gold, because the gold, once I smelt it, can almost guarantee me more level up points in, or skill up points in mining. Give these boys a wide berth, I can probably get around them. Pull you two. Then maybe I can pull these apart. But yeah, I think at 180 is when we can start farming mithril ore, I think is what we saw. I think we were close when we were down in the Charred Valley. $20 left. Front load the mana since I had to purify there. I'm going to save Hodge for this next pull here, because I might accidentally wind up pulling 3. I'm going to try and pull you alone, then maybe these two. Eat the mutton chops while I'm drinking. Oh, whoops. I fat-fingered that. I still have 12 minutes left to Mark of the Wild, which is nice. The crazy part is like... Nice, wow, that's actually perfect. By the time I get in range for Judgment, that's the distance that they will like automatically aggro onto me. It's kind of funny. So range pulling is kind of hard on a Paladin unless they're undead or a demon, and then I can exercise them from a long range, but Judgment is like, what is it, 10 yards? Yeah, which is like the average mob's aggro range. I missed my Judgment talking about it. I think I might just try and take on 3 here. Maybe I can like line this up perfectly, but basically as soon as Judgment, I would say as soon as Judgment goes white, I should be able to pull you. Wow, I've gotten so lucky with the pulls here. He was turned away, so I think that's why he didn't aggro onto me. More copper down there on our way out. After this, we'll head to Jitters, confront him, see what's going on. And then we'll go check and try and get the rest of the Rot Blossoms. We still have a lot of quests left here. I did say we might check for Lord Malithrum again after this, but honestly, I want this item on a Warlock. I don't really care about it on a Paladin. Doesn't really make sense on a Paladin. It's a demon, like a Paladin summoning a demon. I guess it's like the roleplay that I could have that with is like, well, I've enslaved the demon to do my bidding by the light, but I still don't really like that. I'd rather just have that on a Warlock, or maybe even like a Mage, but more than anyone, I'd like to have it on a Warlock. Even a Hunter, I'm like, I don't really care for it on a Hunter. The cool thing is though, it's not a necklace, it's not a ring, it's just a unique item that you carry in your bags. And I don't know if it's like a one-time use kind of thing, or if you can use it multiple times. From the sound of it, it sounds like it's a one-time use, which kind of sucks. And when we did kill him, we got the Cloak of Rot. So of course, you know, you have to get lucky and have it drop, but... Alright, there's got to be a way that I can pull these boys apart. Okay, as long as there's the 3 in there, I can handle 3. Just gotta hurry up and take them on before the respawns. I should be drinking mellow juice too. Pop stone form so I can't be poisoned or diseased. And I get bonus armor. Alright, one's down. Switch to concentration aura. Pop a holy light. Back to red. We're poisoned. Poisoned again, purify. Poisoned again. Poisoned again. Poisoned again. And there's the respawns. Damn, they respawned quick. Alright, we're hoping for a 4-hit here. 1. 2. Oh, get rubbed. I think in this situation, honestly, I'm going to hearth out of here. It's a little dicey. And I guess there's one more chain after this, Worgen in the Woods, so I guess we'll get to see what that is. But yeah, if those didn't respawn, we could have gotten out of here, but that's just a little dicey. Plus, I need to empty out my bags. So the bruiseweed. All right.
Welcome to my inn, weary traveler. What can I do for you?
Still holding off on Morladim. Kaller, my man.
Adventurer, to be honest with you, I did not believe that you would get this far.
Okay.
But you are clearly
have some faith in me, bro.
to be reckoned with. In fact, if you wish to formally join Master Karevin's struggle, I will gladly write for you a letter of recommendation.
Ooh, thank you.
Here you go, adventurer. Bring this message to Master Karevin. A few more like you, and we will outnumber the Night Watch. Perhaps then we could complete the work that we few carry on today.
Cool, so I think this gets me indicted into the Night's Watch. I get the Shield of the Faith, which is a really cool looking shield. I won't use it, but there's actually some argument to be made that I take the Cloak of Faith, but I think I'm going to take the Shield of Faith.
Be careful.
Jonathan Kareven.
What can I do for you?
What does this say?
See you later.
Master Kareven, the bearer of this note has shown himself to be upstanding in the light, capable of battling the undead and demons that plague the borders of Duskwood, and willing to join the Kareven family in their cause of light. I would thereby suggest that you give this warrior of the light further duties, perhaps to investigate some of the townsfolk that are under suspicion or succor to the enemies of the light. Yours faithfully, Kalor. God. Yes, what is it? Make it quick. I've pressing matters to attend to.
Excuse me for my cold reception, adventurer, but as I'm sure you can tell, I am an extremely busy man. I see that you have impressed Kalor, and I assure you that is no small feat, and that he has given his recommendation. There are unsavory types afoot, adventurer, and we can use the help of all who have proven themselves. We battle against demons, the undead, and those who would provide them aid. Be vigilant, be wary, and trust none who would not give aid to our cause. Glory under the light.
Glory under the light, brother. Alright, another shield that I will keep as far as like just cosmetic purposes and kind of to symbolize what we've done here in Darkshire.
Ever since the shadows...
Sorry, Clarice. I didn't mean to get you yapping. We will sell the wand, though. Alright, that's the end of that chain. Now we're going to follow the road. I think I'm going to pause the video as I run because it's going to be a long run, so I'll see you guys in just a second when we get back to Jitters in Ravenhill. Alright, gamers, we are pulling up to Ravenhill now. Let's go talk to Jitters. Did some more reorganizing of the bags. Jitters, you got some explaining to do. Who are you? Leave me be. You know who I am. I got you freaking food, bro.
Yes, I'm the author of that book. You finally found me, eh? Well, if you read that journal, then you only know the half of it.
Mm-hmm.
The book you found was only half finished. I had to leave it at Sven's farm when I fled there. Here, take my completed journal to Sven. It describes more fully what happened at his farm. Although this journal has been my only company these past weeks, if giving it up keeps me from having to face Sven and his wrath, then I do it willingly.
He's scared. Jitters completed journal. My journal. How many pages is this? Let me get... Oh, God! 20 pages, bro? Okay. I mean, I gotta know. I gotta know what's going on here. My journal. The terror of these past few weeks is almost more than I can bear. Let me make sure the road is safe. Let me get tucked into a corner here. Sit on this ledge or something. Get comfortable. The terror of these past few weeks is almost more than I can bear. Why is it that by writing words into this book I can somehow keep the madness at bay? Perhaps it is if I'm confessing my sins to a silent companion, or freeing my mind of these tortured thoughts and confining them to paper. God, I like the way he writes, though. I began a journal before this one, but it remains in a place to which I cannot return, so I will start afresh. But this time I will start from the true beginning. It began with the finding of that cursed scythe in the mine they call Roland's Doom. Yes, that was the start of it. Before that, the Defias Brotherhood was happy with our progress in Duskwood. Before the scythe, the terrors of this place seemed as tame as Northshire Valley. Speaking of, I do need to go back over there. But ever since I found the haft of that scythe jutting from the pile of rubble in the mine, and, curse me, pulled it free, Roland's Doom became a place of vile death. If I had known what would happen, I would have cut off my own hand to keep from grasping that rune-carved wood. So many regrets. I always thought that was a privilege of the old. I now know that it is not the old, it is the hopeless who don the mantle of regret, unable and unwilling to shrug it from shoulders stooped with misery. But enough waxing like a pipe-mad poet. I must continue with the chronicle. Damn, I like the way Jitters writes, bro. He's a great author. After the scythe was freed, a change rippled through the mine. Light from our flickered torches warped, and the strength of our voices seemed beyond our control. Sometimes a man's whispers roared through the tunnels, forcing hands on ears, and sometimes our shouts barely traveled a few steps before diminishing into a hint of the wind. Unnerving, yes, but we did not have the long to wonder at this strangeness. It was a harbinger of what truly drove us from the mine, the Worgen. They came at us from everywhere, clawing from hidden holes at our feet and dropping out upon us from silent perches above. Half our men fell in these first few panicked minutes. The rest, including myself, tried to flee. As I ran, I saw so many of my brothers taken by tooth and claw, heard so many screams cut short or gurgled to silence. For all I know, I am the only human to escape that place. I can only guess why I survived that night. I've always been cautious, always quick to flinch from jabs and leap from free of pitfalls. My nickname Jitters comes from this trait, so perhaps it was just the knack for caution that saved me. Or maybe it was the scythe I pulled from the rubble. It cannot be the scythe itself, for I lost it during my frantic flight. But if it was I who brought the Worgen to Duskwood, then perhaps the Worgen afforded me a rare courtesy. Curse them. Or perhaps I am doomed to witness the change I wrought on Duskwood. Perhaps it is my fate to watch as the Worgen tear into this land, staining it ever darker with the foulness. If that truly is my fate, then it is twofold. For the Worgen are not the only power to clutch at Duskwood. The fiends from Deadwind Pass have also staked claim. That is the next chapter of my tale, and I pray it is the last. After surviving the flight from Roland's Doom, I hid within a barn owned by a man named Sven. I spent a few days in the barn, and such horror lingered with me that I never once made myself known to Sven or his family. But from what I saw from my hiding place, I knew these farmers were quite decent folk. Had I stepped from my concealment, I think they would have taken me in, but trust is hard for me. Harder still after that shock in the mine. So I remained hidden, and it saved my life. A few days after I arrived at the barn, Sven left his farm for Darkshire. He kissed his wife and smiled to his children and promised to return soon with toys and sweets. The poor man. That was the last time he saw his family unmutilated. At least they parted happily. And at least his wife was the first to die and was free from seeing the slaughter of her children. But these small graces do nothing for me. I saw what happened, and it will ever haunt my dreams. My hand trembles as I recall the details of that night when Sven was away and his family was doomed to face the Black Riders alone. Again, regret claws at me, for I was there and could have risen against those fiends from Deadwind Pass, but It is a false regret. It is the same that plagues any survivor of a tragedy. I know that. And I left my place of hiding. I know that had I left my place of hiding, I too would have been killed, my body ripped and torn, and its pieces spread so widely that I would not be recognized. But even though I know I could have done nothing to stop this heinous murder, one true regret does remain. I brought the Black Riders to Sven's farm. My discovery of the scythe not only unleashed the worgen upon Duskwood, it drew the riders from Deadwind Pass. I know this because, just before they began their slaughter, they asked one question to Sven's wife as she held her children close, giving them what comfort she could, though she was certain death was near. "The scythe of Elune," one of the riders shrieked in a voice both harsh and shrill, like the grinding of an axe on stone. And the last word, "Elune," it croaked, as if choking on the sound. Dread gripped me when I heard that voice, both from the horrid sound of it and because I knew the scythe which the rider spoke. It must be the same cursed scythe that I drew from the rocks of Roland's Doom days before. It was what the Black Riders sought, and it was what would kill Sven's family. This is very similar to, obviously, Lord of the Rings, right? The One Ring, the Nazgul. I never learned the name of Sven's wife, as she was only ever called Dearest and My Love and Mommy by her husband and children. But I wish I knew it. I'm the only living memory of her deed that day, and although she was just a farmer's wife, never have I seen a man or woman act with such bravery. Of course she did not know of the scythe, but when she learned that the riders sought it, in an instant a plan formed in her head. It was bold and clever, if only it had worked. "The scythe?" she said in a calm voice. "Of course I do. Who here wouldn't?" She looked at the riders with steady eyes, and I would have sworn she spoke the truth if I had not known better. There was no way she could know about the scythe. Her gambit paid off. The same rider who uttered the question before bent his head slightly towards her and shrieked, "Where?" "I'll take you, all of you," she said. And I could see a small hope flicker behind her eyes. Oh, she was going to try and, pull them away and sacrifice herself for her children. "But the way is far, and my children would slow us. We must leave them." Her trick was simple, but simple tricks have the best hope of success. If it worked, it would lead the riders away from the farm. She would be lost, but her children would be safe. And it would work, if only the riders believed her noble lies. Although I've never been a student of the light, I prayed fiercely for Sven's wife as she stood against those terrible riders. "Please," I prayed, "let them believe." They stood, frozen, and she met their gazes with calm. "You're interrupting my book." Wish them good luck. They stood, frozen, and she met their gazes with calm. Then one rider looked up, as if hearing a distant call. He drew from his garb a small gem and peered into it. He then gestured with the bauble towards Sven's wife. A light crept from the rider towards the woman, shaping itself into a grim white hand. She stared into the light, unflinching, but I could see uncertainty behind her mask of confidence. When the hand reached her, it spread its fingers over her head, and it squeezed. Jeez, man. Sven's wife stood rigid as a board, and her eyes grew wide, and although her lips pulled back to mouth a scream, no sound escaped. After a few moments of this torture, the hand released her, dropping her to her knees. The rider who held the bauble then sat erect in his saddle, and a loud voice erupted from it. "The woman lies," it said in a voice that scarred my dreams. "She's not seen the scythe." After this, the rider's shoulders stooped slightly, as if a spirit within him had fled, and then in the old shrieking voice it used earlier, these final words were uttered. "The Lord has spoken, kill them." I cannot describe what happened next. It is clear in my mind, but even my wretched soul cannot put to paper the events of those next few grisly minutes. I can only write that Sven's family was killed, and soon after, Sven returned to this grim, deathly scene. Such grief was in him that I was afraid to show myself, and so afraid was I that he would find me. I fled from my hiding spot in the barn. I do not know where Sven is now, but I pray he will someday find peace. I spent the next few weeks moving from place to place, never lingering for fear of the riders. I'm now in the abandoned town of Raven's Hill, as always, hiding. I cannot face whatever power they used against Sven's wife. And I know it searches Duskwood, even still. For the scythe, it is lost to me. And I thank the light for this. For had I kept it, I know I would have been found. Even now I know in my heart that I will be found. I'm so tired. God, what a good journal, bro. That was so good. That's why I'm so glad I've decided to like read all the books, read all the quest items, read all the quests themselves. Anything in the world that I can read, I just want to read. I want to get my hands on. And that's just a big testament to this last like year and a half for me, where I've kind of given up all social media. I've given up really paying attention to others' lives, and replaced that with, oh wow, look, cool Paladin. I've replaced that with more meaningful things like reading, like exercise, like self-improvement, journaling myself. I think it's really cool to keep a journal. Obviously working on these videos. If I'm going to play games, I'm trying to do it in a healthy manner where I'm like at least recording it, trying to make some content with it. Stitches at Crossroad to STV, okay. And yeah, like old me would have just taken that quest, immediately skipped the text, and then went to come turn this in. But now I know what happened to Sven. I know the psychological trauma that Jitters has gone through. Did you find the shadowy figure? Did you find who the shadowy figure was?
This journal explains much to me, and sets me on the path against the Dark Riders. I have seen these riders in Duskwood, and have seen them speak with the wizard Morbent Fell at the Forlorn Row.
Morbent Fell.
Morbent Fell is a necromancer, and an ally to the Dark Riders. I would pit you against the power of Morbent Fell, but I will not send you against that vile fiend without first knowing your strength. You have already proven your bravery to me, but if you truly wish to face the necromancer, then you must now prove your skill against his minions.
Kill 15 skeletal raiders, 3 healers, 3 warders. Alright, well. They are in this graveyard. Let's see if Fellstrom's up. Oh shit, Fellstrom is up. I'm assuming he's in here. He's got to be, right? I've marked him, I can target him, but I can't see him. That means like he's got to be underground. Stop poisoning me. It is just a slow poison. Maybe I should save my mana and not cleanse it. You can drop the Bone Fist Gauntlets. Those are actually gloves that I want. I can also drop the Trouncing Boots. Those are okay. Back to fighting undead, which I'm actually very happy about, because now I can exercise them. Alright, come on with the parries. I'm assuming he's just further down since he's not in either of those rooms either. We're looking for a red X somewhere. Just let this guy kind of naturally wander into me. Double procs feels good. Triple procs feels even better. Wow. Again, oh, there he is. Nice. Felstrom's Resurrection. Well, whatever that is, we need to interrupt it. Come on, double parry. Triple parry? Oh, that was me parrying his attacks, not him parrying my attacks. Two procs, feels good. They have a Bloodlust ability, interesting. Big crit, like, that feels good. Let's go ahead and get a fresh stamina buff. Make sure no one's behind me. That way they can't take it. Go ahead and pull Felstrom. I'm going to keep Seal of Command on for just a couple more seconds. Twist here. I don't know if I got a successful twist there, but put a Seal of Light on this guy. He hasn't used his Felstrom's Resurrection. Maybe that's like a self-res he gets for himself. There it goes. We got the gauntlets, nice. Bone Fist gauntlets. They look pretty cool. Unfortunately, I did put the reinforced armor kit on my gauntlets, but I am going to be using these. These are really good. A lot of strength on these bad boys. Three procs. Dude, that just feels so good. Alright, we need one more healer, and then the rest are just raiders. You need a lot more raiders than you need any of the others. What's the book that this guy can drop? Oh, the old history quest. We've already done that one. Stitches is on the road. The boys in hardcore helping each other out. Stitches is like a quick way to end your run. We've talked about it. He can definitely fuck your shit up real quick. Even with like a full group, Stitches can be a little dicey. Kind of down to pull two here. I just don't want to pull the healer. I'm going to tank the slowing poison too. Switch to concentration or throw a heal on myself real quick. Back to red. One more auto and then we have to judgment it. Let some of my mana regen here real quick. That's why I'm not exercising yet. Go ahead and get the finishing here. Heal up. Yeah, the mana sound, of course. Now we'll let the mana regen. The only thing I'm going to do is exercise if he goes to heal, which I guess he's going to do it now. I'm just going to let him do it then. Seems like there's actually a lot more raiders on the outside, so let's go mess with them. Man, double procs always feels so good. Ah, I messed up the timing. Thought I might be able to get one more auto in before I needed to judgment there, but it's just not how it worked out for me. So look at the range that I can pull this. That feels so good. What's my range on this? 30 yards. That's 3 times the distance of judgment. That's insane. That feels so good. Alright, 5 more raiders. There's probably some more up top of this hill. Actually, plague spreaders. We might have to go back down into the crypt. 4 more is all we need. But yeah, that right there is another reason why I really like to not do dungeons. Wow, that's a jittery camera. Not do dungeons because it adds this extra layer of like, I don't know what's the word, not importance, but like just this layer of excitement, I guess. Like, it makes me want to go out of my way, check the rares, what do they drop, is it an upgrade? Because obviously if I did a dungeon, I could get a pair of blue gloves that would last me, 10, 20 levels or whatever, but because I'm like crafting my own gear and stuff like that. I don't know, I've talked about it enough, you guys know why, but I love it. Use that immediately. But yeah, some new gloves from that rare, which is sick, and they look decent. If I had a full matching set for this, they'd be really cool, but it doesn't really match my gear. Honestly, it kind of clashes a little bit, but that's what Classic's all about, looking like a damn goofy-ass character because all your gear doesn't match, it just clashes. So the Scythe of a Loon. I wonder if we're going to learn more about that and like what that is and the importance of it. I really hope so with this quest chain. Let the mana regen here a little bit. Gotta just go ahead and hodge him. Just in case my auto attack missed, that would have felt really bad. That'll be my last raider right there. Get enough mana back to throw a holy light on myself, and then I'll just auto attack this guy to death. I'm just gonna go ahead and cast a new seal. I don't think I'd have the mana to judge and seal, so nice. Okay, mobs have respawned. Nice big crit and a proc. Getting a good bit of silk and wool. Wool we make into bandages we sell. Silk we make into bigger bandages to level up my first aid, and once we hit a full stack of 20, extras are just going to be sold, but... I let the judgment fall off, or the seal fall off. I didn't judgment in time. I thought I was going to pull that guy. Nice. All right. We'll talk to Sven. I don't have the time to get the rot blossoms right now, unfortunately. I'm going to have to get them maybe later tonight if I do another session, but... I think we actually run into Westfall. We go to Sentinel Hill and then we fly back. I think that's actually quicker than running on the road all the way back to Darkshire. Especially because Stitches is almost to Darkshire, so I don't want to like accidentally meet him on the road or something. But
your skill in combat, adventurer, cannot be doubted. Your resolve may yet see us through to the end of Morbent Fell. Go to the city of Stormwind and speak with Bishop Farthing in the Cathedral of Light. Give him Jitter's journal and tell him you mean to face Morbent Fell. Although Stormwind has forsaken Darkshire, Farthing is a kind soul and very wise. He may help you on your quest to save us. Your mission is perilous, but hurry, adventurer. With each passing hour, the shadows of Duskwood grow ever darker.
Right. Actually, let's go to Goldshire. I forgot that I do need to talk to Farley. The Legend of Stalvin is like a very long quest chain, and I need to continue it on. And then from Goldshire, we'll run up into Stormwind. I'll talk to Bishop Farthing, and then from here... maybe I'll just go and smelt down some of this ore, and we'll call it in Stormwind for the afternoon. I need to get a lot of this out of the bags. We're almost back up to 20 gold. Oh, I can also get some training. I forgot that we did hit 32, and I need to get another point in Seal of Command, Blessing of Might, and I get a new aura, Frost Aura. Gruff. What the heck is this ore? Oh. Whoops. Ah, to be back in Elwind, where it feels safe. Duskwood is so much darker. I do need to discover what's in here. I feel like this is a high-end area that I'm not supposed to go in, but maybe that's where Morbent Fell and the boys are. WoW Classic map of Duskwood. Yeah, this is the Twilight Grove. Which I'm pretty sure is like a high-level zone, right? Crap, dang it. What a name. Let me help you out here, bud. Give him a blessing of wisdom. That should help him.
May the light protect you this day.
Okay. Brother Willem's here. He can teach me Seal of Command rank 2. Blessing of Might rank 4, and Frost Resist Aura. So let's replace Blessing of Might and Seal of Command. Go into Bartender, Key Bindings, Shift 5. Sell all this garbage. I'm going to pause the video real quick. We're going to do some smelting here just to save ourselves the time, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright gamers, we have smelted down all of the copper and the tin, turned it into bronze, smelted down our iron, smelted down our gold. We did get 175 in our mining from smelting down that gold. Made 1 heavy grinding stone, and then I made more coarse sharpening stones and coarse weight stones. Got a full stack of 20 weight stones now. Got an extra stack of 20 sharpening stones, plus some excess. I forgot to make the bandages. I'll do that in my own time.
Welcome
But
to my inn, weary traveler. What can I do for you? Stalvin sure sounds familiar. The name Stalvan rings a bell.
okay, what's up with the accent, bro?
Many years back on a stormy night, a messenger came in, seeking refuge for the night. Near the stroke of midnight, the man ran down the stairs screaming, his face pale with fear. Still wearing his bedclothes, he disappeared into the downpour. In his haste, he forgot his letters in the chest upstairs. He never returned for them. One remains from that Stalvan fellow, intended for the Canal District in Stormwind. Help yourself to it.
Retrieve Stalvan's undelivered letter from the chest and deliver it to the Canal District in Stormwind. Right, so it's upstairs. Oh, that's what this is. We're reading, huh? Weathered and old, this letter was never delivered. Please don't be long. Okay, 2 pages. Good. Dear noble sir, word of your need for a tutor for your children has traveled to me here in Goldshire, where I take up temporary residence in the Lion's Pride Inn. Due to the unfortunate state of events in the region, I was forced to abandon my post as headmaster of the Moonbrook Schoolhouse. Please accept my application to serve as tutor for your offspring. Headmaster Krillian of the Academy can speak to you of my abilities if necessary. I shall travel to meet you in person when the winter rains subside and the roads are suitable for travel once again. Until then, Stalvan Mistmantle of Silverpine. We've read Icecrown and the Frozen Throne, right? Let me just triple check. Yep. We don't have any books left to read here in the Lion's Pride Inn. Went ahead and made sure we completed all that. So he was from Silverpine. So he was part of the Alteraki human tribe, I'd imagine. He was here in Lordaeron when Tears Fall Glade, before the plague, right? But he was teaching at Moonbrook down here. Just making sure that we're using Flash of Light rank 2. I haven't really switched back to Devotion Aura since we got Red Aura. It feels really nice to have Red Aura. Creatures that are hitting you are kind of like killing themselves, but it could still be useful in some ways. I guess we'll head to Caretaker Folsom. I guess this is who McBublin. I guess that's who Stalvan was applying to work for. The family that Folsom takes care of. Let me do some quick math, some quick head math real fast. The legs, 36, so... I should have made these while I was in Goldshire, but...
Welcome to the Bank of Stormwind. We offer financial accounts and safety deposit boxes for valuable items. Do you already have an account with us, sir? See you later.
No, ma'am. Whoops.
Welcome to the Bank of Stormwind.
Thank you, Olivia. That'll be all, thank you. Let's go ahead and I guess we can keep those there. I think at this point I can sell these because I only have 3 slots left, and worst case scenario, you know, I put this and then those 2 in there, but I would definitely get more heavy brown bags. And honestly, I'm probably going to want to sell this one and just have matching heavy brown bags across the whole thing, the same that I did with my undead rogue, but for now I'll just keep these. Well, yeah, I'll just keep them for kind of like a little nod to all the bags that I've found organically. Oh god, I keep forgetting to drop stuff off. Don't say anything,
No
Olivia.
one's ever...
Alright, that looks like everything.
Have a good one.
Let's go talk to Folsom. We'll go talk to Farthing. And then I might just pause for a couple minutes, go do some crafting, sell it, and then resume when my hearth is off cooldown. Because I need to make bandages, sell those. I need to make some pants, sell those. I need to make more of these gooey spider legs, add those to my gooey spider cake collection here. And by the time I do all that, and sell these bags, by the time I do all that, I should have my hearth off cooldown, I imagine. And then that'll be perfect. We can wrap this episode up. We've gone over a little bit, but it's not that big a deal. I need to work on some other bits of recording. Come on back out, Henry. Sorry. Caretaker Folsom. Got a little rat. What have you got there? Let me take a look at that.
You've got some nerve bringing this here.
Whoa.
My father was the caretaker of the estate long before I was. He had to mop the blood up after the massacre.
Oh my
But
god.
that's neither here nor there. The last funds of the Flint Ridge Trust have dried up. Now the last of the family possessions are headed for auction.
Oh, that's what
Blame
all
the
this
tax
is.
vultures. I guess if you're really itching to learn more, you're free to look through this junk. Who knows what you might find?
Sealed crate. You slowly slide the lid off the crate. Inside the crate you find various objects, musty heirlooms, a family portrait, a few hunting trophies, and some old books. Near the bottom, underneath a ceramic vase, you uncover a torn journal page. Only the bottom half of this journal page remains. Whoa. Who is this mere dwarf that meddles with which it is past? May the legend of Stalvin die along with you. Lady, what's the big deal? Exerciser, bitch ass. Another curse, man. Stop cursing me with the curse of Stalvin. Giles, the boy, seems a bit rambunctious and will be a challenge to educate. However, the elder daughter, Tiloa, seems exceptionally smart. I couldn't help but to notice her captivating beauty as well. She's on the cusp of womanhood. Okay, creep. Supposedly the Lord has arranged her marriage for next year, but I digress. This week I will accompany the family to their summer cottage near the Eastvale logging camp in Elwyn, close to the Red Ridge Mountains. I hope to write more there. So I'm assuming we go out here. Marshall Haggard. We'll have to do that next time. It is close to Duskwood, so I could just run right up the road. Damn, flasks of distilled wisdom go for 65 gold. Increase the player's maximum mana by 2,000 for 2 hours. That's more than double my mana. You can only have the effect of 1 flask at a time. This effect persists through death, but this is hardcore, so. Bishop Farthing. Bishop Farding? Rest, brother. I can tell you've traveled far and you bear a heavy burden. Can you tell me what casts that dark shadow over you?
An evil taint has gained a foothold within the already beleaguered Duskwood. I thank the light we have a hero such as you to face it. But you must first prepare yourself for the coming trial. For the necromancer Morbant Fell is immensely powerful and has cast dark enchantments about himself to protect him from physical assaults. If you are to defeat him, you will need a weapon that is proof against these protections. Years ago, the Third Fleet of Kultiris sunk along the coasts of the Wetlands, an expanse of marsh north of the dwarven kingdom of Ironforge.
I am aware.
One ship was a load of Lightforge iron. This metal is precious to us, for items crafted from it strike with holy truth. If you are to face Morbant Fell, then you will need such a weapon. Go to Menethil Harbor and speak with my dwarven colleague Glorin Steelbrow. If that lost metal can be found, he'll know where to look.
That's sick. All right, that's a cool quest. Like I said, I'm going to pause the video real quick. I'm going to do some crafting, cooking, smelting, and then obviously first aid, and then obviously I'll resume when we're done. Our hearth should be off cooldown, and we'll head back to Duskwood, Darkshire to jump in bed and wrap it up for now. So I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, gamers, we're back. We got everything crafted, sold. I'm at 17.5 gold right now. Actually, real quick, before we hearth, isn't there someone here that I can talk to? Yes, Kendor Kabonka. He should sell every recipe that I've learned from quests, but might have like sold or didn't take. So the succulent pork ribs, I can learn that. Maybe I missed this quest, or I don't know what happened with those, but all right, I want to stay on top of all of the recipes, so we'll obviously keep checking in with Kendor Kabonka. What a name. But yeah, our hearth is off cooldown. Just go ahead and use it so we can put it on cooldown. That way, if I do play later tonight, it'll be back off cooldown. So back and forth, back and forth. Give that elf a buff, and you know what? We'll take the smaller bed this afternoon. All right, Henry, I'll put you in your cage, buddy. We're gonna get some rest. All right, guys, we're gonna call this one here for now. 4 bars from level 33. Exciting. We got our training. We're learning more about what's going on here in Duskwood. It's a very, very good story. So see you guys in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Peace and love, and God bless, gamers.